Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 17th of August. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. This week we have James Hardie, ANZ, Sandfire, Argosy Minerals and Panoramic Resources. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you're getting a free newsletter, but our best stock tips come out every Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor Report, so make sure you are a subscriber to that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, we'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management, so if you'd like to have a trading account with me, then please let me know. And all the advice here is general only. So we've got the daily chart here of James Hardie. Since the start of the year, it's had a very nice charting pattern all year, trending higher. We have looked at it in the Dynamic Investor. So we've had earlier in the year, we had that tight range with the breakout in the direction of the trend. And if I zoom out, you'll also notice that, well, especially on the weekly chart, it's a bit clearer. We had this sort of upside break here, and then it's continued on. It is coming up to an area of resistance, and if we go back to the daily chart, we could see it sort of gapped up into that resistance zone and is now showing a bit of bearish divergence. So struggling to get going here. We could see a bit of indecision. I mean, this is a possible profit-taking area, and then what you could look to do is, if you get an upside break, get back on it. Otherwise, you might see it drift back into the gap, and that might get you the next buying opportunity. Okay, ANZ, if I go to a monthly chart, you can see it peaked in 2015, just like Westpac and NAB. So downtrend, basically. Been downtrending for 8 years. If we go back to the daily chart, we could see this sort of double top here on the RSI, which has generally led to turning points in the banks. So we could see that it's become overbought, and that rally does seem to be reversing now. So especially with this gap down yesterday, it seemed to be a bit of support at 25, but it broke under that. So unless it can gap back above $25 pretty much today or tomorrow, I'd say the risk for this is still to the downside. Sandfire, so generally still trending. Looks a bit messy here, but we've still got an overall trend, trending high since that May low at the very least. Most recently, if we look at this spike up here, there was sort of decent volume going through the stock in this area. And then when we look at this pullback, I could see very low volumes. I mean, volume picked up again yesterday, but we could see that it bounced off the lows. So I'd say for the moment, the risk is still to the upside on this. I expect it to continue trending. So you'd be looking for some sort of reversal here and a buying opportunity. Okay, AGY. So we've just got a trend lower since the beginning of the year. Yeah, momentum's still to the downside. Yes, it looks oversold on the RSI, but when you've got a steep downtrend, it could stay that way for a period of time. So no signs yet that it's going to slow down and reverse. And even if it did, I think after a move down like this, you'd probably get a bit of a base. So if you look at this period here as an example, sharp move down, needed the base build before it can get moving, even though it didn't make much progress. But no signs yet of any of that happening. Okay, and Panoramic, so if I just zoom out, we could see it's been downtrending for over a year now. So despite this gap down, it'd been downtrending before then, so not really any reason to be in it. It's going flat. It's flat at the moment. Is it building a base? We don't know. I think it's way too early. I think you need to see obviously some kind of break from this level, or even just that 6 cent level to feel confident it's going to try to fill that gap. Otherwise, you'd be looking for a break to the downside. So just watch which way it wants to break, because at the moment it's not, I don't think it's very clear. Okay, well that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through and I'll try to cover it next Thursday.